Jesus, YouTube just takes forever sometimes. Hey, how we doing, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to the Jujutsu Kaisen versus Naruto Randomizer. This is going to be a fun one. I got my boys Broken Ronin and Six from Tokyo with me today. We're going to go ahead and get this started. But first things first, most importantly, I hope you guys are all having a great start to your weekend. I see all you. I got everybody in chat. We got Nameless, My Wallet, Barry Whites, Average Andy. So just to get things started and explain what the vibe of everything will be, we're going to go ahead and put all of Jujutsu Kaisen up against part 1 Naruto. Just part 1, just to make it a little bit fair, because if we start getting into Shippuden era, it's just going to be a wash, and we're going to have very short conversations between everything. So thank you guys all for stopping by, and most importantly, I want to thank my guests for stopping by today. I'm going to give them both a brief moment to introduce themselves and get everything started. So first things first, I'm going to give the floor to Six from Tokyo. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Yeah, man. Gojo's coming back. Chapter 246 is when he's making his grand return. So I'm just waiting for that chapter.
It literally took you 10 seconds for me to want to kick you off. So that's crazy. I think that's a record. But no, thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate you. I'm glad to get into this discussion, especially having you here. It's going to be a good discussion for all these Naruto characters. And I got Broken Ronin, the man, the myth, the legend himself, for Jujutsu Kaisen content. So I'm going to give the floor to him.
Yo, what's up? Lock in for Miwa. That's all I'm gonna say. Six tried to make himself hated real quick. I had to try to break the record. But no, what's up, y'all? Hoping to have a fun stream ahead. Two
of the goofiest, most introductions I think I've had in my entire life. But all right, let's do it. That's gonna start the standards. I see that the most recent chapter hasn't deterred you at all in your ways, Ronin.
Not at all. 0%. I'm locked in. More locked in than I've ever been. In fact, it's crazy.
It actually is crazy. You're not wrong on that. I think that might have been the truest statement that you said since the start of this. But guys, thank you both for being here. I know you're both kind of not feeling too well, so I definitely appreciate it. We're going to keep going until we just get bored. But without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. So I'm going to spin the Jujutsu Kaisen wheel. I'm going to spin the Naruto wheel, and we're going to see who we get for this first matchup here. And then let's see. So we're gonna spin that Naruto wheel first. Who's coming up?
Yeah, let's see.
We've got, wow, that very relevant, Six. We've got Haku coming up as the first Naruto character.
Okay.
All right, and then now it's gonna spin the Jujutsu Kaisen wheel. Let's see what's going on here. Coming around, and we've got Takaba. All right, well, this is going to be an interesting one. Haku versus Takaba. What are we thinking on the first impressions here, guys? Ronin.
I'm not gonna lie, right? So I was thinking, damn, Haku's kind of fast, right? Like Haku with the ice mirrors. He kind of quick, probably faster at max speed than like a lot of JJK characters. And unless he has a soft spot for you, kind of like how he had Naruto and Sasuke, I don't imagine him holding back. So like most JJK characters that you could put him up against, I'd be like, okay, maybe he has a pretty decent advantage. Maybe he's like lacking a little bit of strength. Takaba is such a weird person for Haku to go up against, like just vibe wise. I honestly, I don't know. Maybe the speed difference would just be irrelevant because of the comedian curse technique. I honestly just, I don't know, man. I don't know how you guys view it or how you think Takaba's technique, like, it just takes control of the fight from the start. Maybe something tells me Takaba's technique might have the advantage, whereas like Haku is just kind of like statistically the superior fighter.
Yeah, Takaba is such a weird character when it comes to just interacting with, even in his own verse, like the fact that his comedic simulations are something that, as we see in his fight with Kenjaku, like he literally makes you participate whether you realize it or not. Like the fact that he's able to get a character like Kenjaku who has 1,000 years of mind experience. Like this isn't a character that's relatively young and is easily swayed. He's a mastermind of a character, very smart, and he's easily pulled into the simulation. So even with the speed difference, I mean, clearly Haku is going to be the better fighter, but I guess it all depends on how you feel like Naruto characters interact with Takaba's comedian. Six?
I'd probably say Takaba. There's the issue that Takaba won't kill people. So, I mean, I guess Haku won't die, but that doesn't mean he can't get beaten down, right? Like Kenjaku is taking damage over time. The real issue is like Kenjaku could land hits on Takaba, but then he was like, well, it's not that, you know, my hits aren't landing. They're just like they don't have any effect on this dude. So, I mean, I sort of think it was just like a similar thing there. Like Haku's gonna hit him, and you know, maybe he just finds it funny and laughs off all the damage or something stupid like that. So yeah, I'll just say Takaba.
Haku would be like, why are you giving me the cold shoulder, or some other like really corny basic joke, and then just kind of proceed to, I don't know, wear down Haku until the fight's done. Like I could just see something like that.
I don't see Haku being up to date on the most comedic features of Japan. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Haku's going to be anywhere near going to be able to keep up with Takaba. Barely Kenjaku could. So I think that's honestly a surprising first W for Jujutsu Kaisen. Everyone that was in the comments before talking shit, I'm actually surprised as well. But yeah, that's going to be a character that's for your W. Now, I want to get both of your guys' opinion on this. Do you think we should let Takaba keep going and put him up against another Naruto character, or should we just go for a whole nother matchup?
Whole nother matchup.
Yeah, whole nother matchup, especially since Takaba's the first person we have up here, bro. It's gonna just be like, I guess he just finds fighting them funny all the way through the Naruto series.
Yeah, honestly, Takaba just blitzes. All right, let's switch him up then. Let's see who comes up next. All right, I may have well, this is a character that Ronan's gonna have no problem putting hate against. We've got Nanami coming up here.
Yes, sir.
And for the Naruto character he's gonna be going up against, let's see it. Nanami just died too. Hopefully we can give him a W here.
We got to pick a pretty weak Naruto character. I'm kind of interested. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I think Nanami built like that.
Now
Six, I'm kind of curious.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to ask you, Six. Where do you how do you think? Because I remember we were talking about like some cross versus Naruto scaling, or like how part when Naruto characters scale in reference to like your kind of Toji video that you were making, Toji versus Naruto shit. So I'm kind of curious, like, where do you stand on like Nanami and Neji speed scaling?
Well, Neji should just be way faster than him. I mean, Nanami's nowhere near the Mach 3 dudes, and that's like that's like the heavy hitter scale there, so he's definitely beneath that. And then Neji, I forget where exactly I had him in that video. I think it's like Mach 145 is like a good low ball for Neji. The only issue with Neji was whenever I was scaling him when he was a kid is Gentle Fist probably wouldn't work on JJK characters because the way it targets your organs is by like through the chakra network. So like the Hyuga hit your chakra network, and then since your chakra network and organs are intertwined, it by proxy damages the organs. But none of them have a chakra network, obviously. But if it's like fucking Teen Neji, air palm that dude to death.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you think like 8 trigrams doesn't really do much though?
Yeah.
That was going to be my question, was going to be how like Cursed Energy and Chakra, obviously 2 different energy sources, but because Cursed Energy comes strictly from the stomach and strictly from the brain, I guess unless like you want to say that like Neji would have to completely switch up and like, because I guess Neji has the Byakugan, like I guess ultimately it comes down, do you think Neji would be able to see with the Byakugan, okay, these guys get their energy from the stomach and the head, so I just got to poke this motherfucker in the forehead a couple times, knock this dude out? Or like, I mean, I guess ultimately that's where it comes into how these characters cross-verse.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I kind of like yeah, Cursed Energy doesn't really have like the chakra like blood flow, like almost like a chakra system in the same way. But I mean, based on the way kind of like Todo talks about it with Yuji and stuff like that, Cursed Energy does constantly like flow through your body. And if we were to apply like any level of like equalization, and Neji just starts like closing off Cursed Energy points to Nanami's extremities or whatever, and he's not able to apply Cursed Energy to amp himself, I mean, I think from there it's pretty easy to say that Neji then takes it. If you assume that he can't do that though, just because of the the different power systems and whatnot, though. I don't really know, like, because Neji, like, he only fights using the Gentle Fist. We never see him, like, really just try to outright deal physical damage to someone in any more, like, brutish capacity, like, say, someone like Rock Lee. So it's kind of hard to tell. But even in that case, I just, like Six said, there's just such a massive speed difference between him and Nanami. I don't know if I ever imagine Nanami landing not only just like a critical hit with the ratio technique, right? But like any hits at all. I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And it's also like, even without the speed difference, if you wanted to, because I see a couple people in chat that were talking about, you know, physical stats, or like, even if you wanted to say there wasn't that huge speed difference, like the fact that Neji has like Six said, if we're talking Teen Neji, he's got air palm to keep things far, and he's also got 8 palms rotation. So like anytime like Nanami even comes to coming close for a critical hit, like Neji can just spin and he's not getting anywhere close to him. So I think I completely agree with all both of you guys. You know, Neji, unfortunately, even part 1 Neji is just gonna be bopping Nanami. Even if there's no chakra points to hit, he's still gonna be fucking poking holes all through his ass. I think that's pretty undebatable. So we're gonna keep things going here. We're gonna move on forward here. Let's move this wheel one more time and see what's going on the Naruto side here. We've got Gaara Shukaku possessed. I don't know why that was such a tongue twister for me.
Damn.
So hopefully, I'm gonna say we're gonna have to finger cross for this fucking Jujutsu Kaisen wheel here, because this might just be a wash from the start.
Yeah. I mean, Shukaku possessed Gaara. Hold on, who we get?
Oh, here we go. Gojo.
Gojo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's cooked.
Yeah. Never mind. Go. I was literally gonna say you need Gojo or like Sukuna if you wanna even talk about it. And yeah, you brought out Gojo, so fair enough. Domain expansion kind of nags. Like I don't know if I think Gojo is really boxing Shukaku possessed Gaara, or even like blue and red doing anything. But you know, you just fly up to where Gaara's at. Hit a quick domain expansion, and then the fight's kind of over, right? I don't know if it gets any more complicated than that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
No, that's it.
There's not even much to talk about. Gaara just has no way to just go past the limitless, unfortunately.
Yeah,
like
honestly, that JJK was clutch. Like,
whoa, Rodan, you like glitched out for a second there.
Oh, did I? My fault.
You're good.
I was just saying, like, the JJK will kind of lucked out there, because really anyone besides a top tier JJK character was going to get waxed. So Gojo coming out was it was clutch.
Yeah, like I said, whoever was hoping in the chat, someone was praying hardcore, and they got what they wanted here. All right, well, that's gonna be that. That was actually probably so. Right now, Jujutsu Kaisen's winning 2-1, and this is again not how I expected this to go. I didn't even have a time to put their pictures on screen because it was just that fast of a fight. And we've got, all right, we've got a heavy hitter coming in. We've got Jiraiya stepping in to replace Gaara. I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
All
right.
It's one of the ones that got to clutch up on the wheel.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're spinning that Jujutsu Kaisen wheel here.
Damn, bro. Jiraiya? Yeah, nah. That's kind of nuts. Let's see.
Up against Rika.
Okay. That's fun, but am I incorrect in thinking Jiraiya kind of bodies?
No, yeah, not at all.
Mountain carving Rasengan to the face. Gonna be crazy.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, Rika's very strong, but yeah, Jiraiya just has way too much power at his disposal, and there's going to be the speed difference for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's...
like,
go ahead.
I guess Rika technically can't die, but she can still be incapacitated, so... Yeah.
He's just going to keep hitting her, and like, let's say for some reason, Jiraiya just can't get it done with like physical strength. He enters Sage mode, Frog Song, Rika's just in another world, just cooked. So I mean, like Jiraiya, I mean, yeah, if Jiraiya's in terms of brute force above Rika, has like plenty of hacks to kind of deal with her and combat her. And then obviously just has like a genjutsu that's pretty much just a guaranteed dub. I don't know. Rika's really strong, one of the JJK high tiers, at least when you're talking about like pure physical power and whatnot. But I don't know. Jiraiya particularly is gonna be one that Rika ain't winning against.
It would be one thing I would think, like if Rika just had like literally anything at her disposal besides just like hands and like the cursed energy beam. Like if Rika had like techniques of her own, or like Rika was able to access some of the cursed tools or some of the cursed techniques. Like if this was Yuta with Rika, I mean, this might be an entirely different discussion, but Rika just unleashed is unfortunately just doesn't have much to offer for any kind of fight.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to give Rika like cursed speech, she's gonna like blow her fucking throat out trying to use her.
Yeah, and the thing is like for someone like Rika, if you're not overwhelming them physically, it's not looking good, not at all. That's Rika's whole bag.
Exactly. So moving right along, we actually are gonna have a redemption turn here because we've got Gaara in base form coming out. So this is a little bit more fair in regards to the Jujutsu Kaisen characters. They're not just gonna get bloodthirsty Shukaku Gaara. Not that regular Gaara in part 1 isn't any more of a fucking murderer, but that's beside the point. Up against Naoya.
Oh, this is actually kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, just from an interesting, not narrative, but like just cool matchup standpoint. I think this is really cool. Base Gaara going up against like Rock Lee, who's in part 1 a speedster, and then going up against Naoya. Like I think that's actually kind of sick. Is it human Naoya or is it cursed Naoya?
No, it's gonna be human Naoya. And yeah, no, you're right. There's like some of these are definitely gonna be sleepers, but then we're gonna come across things like these that are like, oh, this is actually really fucking cool.
So like Naoya, okay, so it's kind of weird. The cursed Naoya is above human Naoya, right? And if you look at Mach 3, you look at that statement, like that is him. He's built up all this speed, blah blah blah. Right, human Naoya kind of has a similar statement where he's like he's building up speed, and then it just says he vaguely surpasses subsonic speeds. Right, Maki I think mentions that he reached the speed of sound when he charged up all of his he charged up everything in order to ram into her at full speed. Call me crazy, is Rock Lee, even with the weights on, like does he not have better scaling than that?
No.
He doesn't have better scaling than that?
Damn. No.
Okay. Interesting. Where's Rock Lee scale then, speed wise? Like if he's subsonic.
I mean, weights off Mach 29.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's good. But weights on, just don't know.
Okay, got you. Fair enough. Yeah. I think with that being known though, like if Rock Lee's just slamming into Gaara at 29 times the speed of sound, and Naoya has to kind of like spam his curse technique in order to reach just the speed of sound outright, and the only way he can really hurt people is by ramming into them with his body. I don't know if that's really gonna get past, like, sure, the automatic sand defense, maybe. The sand armor though, I'm not sure.
I think it like ultimately comes down to Naoya's skill with projection sorcery, because we do see especially it's more reinforced in the anime what specifically happens when Naobito goes up against Dagon. Like Naobito is just casually like turning the water that goes against him into projection. So like wouldn't Naoya for a sense be able to, like, if any kind of sand, he'd just be able to projection sorcery the sand itself?
Yeah, I think he should be able to do that. He definitely should be able to, like, if he even if you do argue that the sand shield is fast enough to, or not the sand shield, but like, yeah, the automatic sand defense is fast enough to like guard against stuff like that. He should be able to touch it and like freeze it all. The only problem is that like Naoya just doesn't seem as smart as Naobito when it comes to using projection sorcery. Like even against Choso, he kind of like, he realizes like, oh my god, bro, I was such an idiot. I literally stopped using my curse technique and then reset all of my speed and stuff like that. But I think if you're, you're plugging the controller in, you're making Naoya, a little bit less of like an arrogant idiot. I do think he's probably like pressing Gaara in speed very similarly to like weightlessly.
I'm really curious what you think, Six.
I don't know. It's weird saying that the sand or how the sand would interact with someone who's like skipping frames in real life because that's like a perception thing. If anything, if the sand doesn't have normal perception like how a person would, then I guess Nalia's technique would essentially be useless because it would still just be tracking his movement or his movements like normally. There'd be no trick there to make him seem faster. Yeah, I'd probably just give it to Gara.
Yeah, because ultimately I kind of agree with what Rona was saying at the beginning, where like Naoya one uses projection sorcery definitely more a lot differently than Naobito does. Like Naoya, I feel like kind of more focuses so on like the speed boost and like you said, using his body to just ram into people or using his intense speed to increase his attack power. And I just don't think that's going to be enough to actually damage Gara. I mean, even if we're giving him the generosity that projection sorcery would be able to interact on each individual grain of sand, I mean, think about the amount of grains of sand that's going to be in one kind of sand structure that Gara creates. That's kind of just, I kind of push myself more towards 6 in a sense that, like, yeah, like, even if he could access that, it's probably useless. And if he can't damage Gara or do any critical damage to Gara, a character that's already known for their vast amount of ultimate defense, I would probably give it to Gara as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's also a Jinchuriki. He's gonna have a lot of chakra. He's gonna like kind of just have a lot of stamina. And I will say, I don't imagine Naoya getting like caught in a sand. Because here's the thing, right? Naoya can be a lot faster than a character and still get caught by shit that's slower than him, right? Shoso is able to like bait him into getting hit by Supernova, which is slower than Piercing Blood, which is something that he was able to dodge. So if it's like, and Shoso kind of does all of that just by launching blood at him omnidirectionally. He just surges a wave of attack and now you just freezes up like an idiot. He's like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Gara does that all the time, like just in the way he fights. I can very easily imagine Gara baiting Naoya into getting like his foot caught or his arm caught or some shit, and then just like sand coffin or just crushing it. And it's like from there on, you have Naoya with severe damage or something. He can't use his technique properly. Gara kind of just ends it there. It's like, I think Naobito would probably be a lot more difficult because Naobito's like smarter and shit. But Naoya kind of get baited, I feel like, with attacks that Gara typically uses in the story.
Yeah, a lot of people are like mentioning Naoya's dagger if he was to ever getting close to Gara. And just to counter that statement really quickly before we probably move on, it would be that like Gara, I don't remember exactly what it's called. Maybe 6 can jump in, but it's like the defense that Gara has where he can like literally just turn his body like into sand, or like if he takes a physical hit, I don't even remember. Do you know what I'm talking
sand
about?
Armor?
Yeah, the sand armor directly, where like he actually just starts to break apart. Like I feel like if Naoya stabbed him with the dagger, it wouldn't even really fucking do any critical damage. I just wanted to refute that really quickly because I saw a couple people bring that up in chat. But
yeah. Ninja have kunai all the time, right? Gara does not seem to be like I think there's a reason that Ninja will choose like using their physical abilities over a lot of the times, right? When you're at a certain level over kunai, and Gara is not particularly fearful of that type of attack. That's just how I see it, though. Definitely.
Gara's gonna take that W and even things up. Next up, we've got Ishigori Ryu versus Kin Suchi. And if none of you guys remember who Kin is, that's the sound ninja girl with the bells.
Damn. Does she have scaling?
Yeah, right.
Ryu.
Yeah,
W.
Ishigori just granite blast. She gets it. Like, did she get knocked out from like leaning back into a wall? Yeah, let's go and give that to Ishigori.
Yeah, you know what? That wasn't even fair. Let's just I say, are you guys cool with leaving Ishigori up and try and see if we can put him up against someone else?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's spin this wheel one more time here. Let's see if we can.
Suchi is crazy. I don't even remember what jutsu she had. I don't even know what she did.
I think she didn't even have one in the manga. I think they had to give her one in the anime because she literally did not. Okay, Kisame.
Oh god.
Ishigori might be fish food, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Fighting the guy who can absorb energy with just big boom blast. Jesus. Yeah, nah. Kisame just, it's like granite blast. Pulls out Samehada. Thanks, buddy.
What
Appreciate the
an
snack.
awful matchup. Like, literally the worst person he could have got next to the best matchup he could have got.
That's fucked up.
Oh shit. Yeah, no, he's cooked. He's cooked.
It's sad too because like Ishigori, like I feel like definitely depending on the kind of character he goes up against, probably could have a decent shot. Like he's got decent physical stats, he's got decent, energy output, but like everyone is saying, like it's literally his benefits are his literal downfall in this one matchup here.
Yeah.
It's just it's unfortunate, but that's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess. So it's sad that like of course Kishimoto had to introduce this guy into part 1 because I feel like god damn, man. All right.
Yeah, bro. And I'm sure his physical ceiling is crazy because like all the shit he does later and ship it into. Yeah, I mean, it's a horrible match, bro. It's one of the worst matches that you could probably have happen randomly.
Yeah, and because of the speed difference, it's not even like Ishigori can just stay far away and just launch like long range attacks, not even going off of the fact that Kisame, if he blocks it, can just absorb it. Like Kisame, even if Ishigori stays far away, like Yuta was able to run up to Ishigori and pull up on him. Like it's going to be no problem for any other character.
Yeah.
Oof, RIP. All right, well, that was a good run for him while it lasted, but getting to the next kind of characters here. We've got Gojo coming up again, which means this might just be up against Haku. Okay.
Yeah, Gojo would cook that dude too.
Yep.
Did we say Haku? I'm sorry, I just needed to make sure I heard that right. Yeah,
yeah.
Haku fought Funny Man and Man Who Can't Be Hit. That's crazy. Haku gets folded.
Damn, it's JJK is getting its revenge on Haku. All right, that's fair. I mean, I hope we're able to put Gojo up against a relatively reasonable character this run. Because right now Gojo's just carrying the entire team here. The fact that he came up twice should just say the kind of disadvantage they're at here. All right, we're spinning both of these guys again. Let's see what this next matchup is, and let's see if it gives me enough time to actually put these characters up on screen. We got Jogo up against Kidomaru.
Okay, this is an interesting one.
Wait, Kidomaru, the spider fuck?
Yeah,
Jogo might beat that dude up.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Like, what does Kidomaru even do?
I mean,
can't
remember Kidomaru does have
Neji.
curse mark on stage 2, so he definitely, if he needs to, he can amplify those stats pretty heavily.
Yeah. The best argument that I can kind of think of. And I know, Six, you disagree with me on the interpretation here, but I'll just provide it as like, a possibility or whatever. But there's like a data book statement saying that like final arrow he shoots is like the speed of lightning or some shit. And Jogo, I don't think has any ceiling at that point. If you do think it's that fast, it might just blitz Jogo outright. I'm gonna be real. But outside of that, I mean, I guess like you said, you said he beats Neji up a lot. How fast did we say Neji was?
He beats Neji on like a technicality. Like,
Okay.
he can't fuck with Neji. When Neji got him in close, he was pounding Neji.
Lava just like Kidomaru might be cooked. Yeah, I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, I'd give that to Jogo.
Yeah, it's just a bad matchup in a sense that like whatever Kidomaru does doesn't really seem to me to have any kind of resistance to fire, like his spider webs and like that direct arrow that Ronin mentions, the final arrow when he's in his final curse mark stage. If he fires it, like you said, if it does have that kind of speed, then it could potentially take Jogo out in one shot. But I guess that's again giving a lot of generosity on Kidomaru's side of things. If he can even get to that point before Jogo cooks him.
Yeah. I think that's fair. Jogo typically does not play with his food either. If he doesn't like after Gojo, he's kind of like, yeah, no, bro, I'm done. I'ma just burn these guys. Like he pulls up on like Maki, Nanami, and Naruto. He's just like about his business, trying to get it efficiently done. So if Kidomaru does need to hit curse mark stage 2 in order to even do damage to Jogo or like really have a viable win con, Jogo's just gonna burn him out before that happens.
Bet. Awesome. This is one win that Jogo is going to be able to get because he's just so devastating when it comes to area of effect, and Kidomaru just is not going to be able to keep up with that. Next up is another actually interesting one, I'd have to say. We've got Yuki Tsukumo versus One Tail Naruto.
Oh, Naruto cooks her.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. She's gonna be like, my technique manipulates, and then it's just gonna be like she's just waking up, and Naruto's gonna say, "I'm proud, you're strong,
bro." It's literally, you know when Kenjaku blew a hole through her with Uzumaki. It's gonna be the same thing with a Rasengan.
Okay, maybe I was wrong
Yuki,
then. Never mind. I thought maybe mass manipulation would help out, but
she's strong. I don't know if she's like, it's the problem. Okay, so it's like having that type of character against one of the few Naruto characters who can heal from a lot of shit is like also funny. But yeah, Naruto is going to hit a mean Rasengan, bro. I'm gonna be honest. That's no, Naruto's cooking her.
I guess there'd be like a little bit more of an argument to be made if like we knew like the mass manipulation was able to like increase her durability, but like it just by the basis of that, it just increases her attack power. No, now just for the sake of we can have a little bit more of a discussion and interact on how like the actual mass manipulation would interact. Like, do we think like if Yuki got the jump on Naruto and shot him with that Garuda blue lock goal, like would that actually do damage even if he could heal from it?
It's
maybe
tough to say. Like I feel like
I'm trying to be as generous
a Tail's
as possible.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. A Tail's gonna catch that. Like I don't think he's like no selling it, right? I'm gonna be real. I don't think he's getting hit and he's like, well, that tickled or whatever. But I don't like if he gets caught completely off guard, right? Or he just like doesn't expect it to be like that powerful of an attack. Sure, maybe that just like caves his chest in, but this is the guy who like also had his lung get blown out, then kind of like just got revived himself and was like, all right, now it's time to beat your ass for real. So even with that, I don't know if Garuda does not instantly kill Naruto, I don't know if Yuki even wins under that pretense.
Yeah, it'd be extremely hard to say Yuki would win. I'd have to be real generous to her to say that she would do anything to Naruto.
Also, real quick, I just see it in chat, right? And I want to make sure chat understands this. Saying how does Naruto counter a black hole is just like, so two things. One, Naruto probably just beats Yuki before she brings that out, right? And two, it's like, what is the point you're making? They both die? Like, okay, cool. Yuki still doesn't win, right? More often than not, Naruto's winning. And even in the event where he loses, Yuki loses too.
Cool. Moving on. I tried to hide it before it came out so people didn't see it, but chat already saw. So next up was Gaara base again for some reason. I think we might start removing some of these people because they're starting to get some repeats. But Gaara base against Sukuna.
Yeah, domain expansion. And then he's fucked.
That's looking bad, bro. Base guard, yeah, that's looking a little nasty. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, it's ultimately tough, but I guess what a lot of people, the heavy Naruto people, would probably want to hear is why ultimately we're saying that like Sukuna's domain is going to be able to defeat Gaara's ultimate defense compared to another Naruto character.
Well, I mean, it's a sure hit, right? So the defenses Gaara has don't matter.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
a big point.
Comes down to. That's probably the best point to make.
Yeah, and then let's say he can't, but let's say Gaara could just like bro thinks he's Maharaga, right? He's taking damage, but he's not dying. He wouldn't, but let's say Sukuna just puts his hands out in front of him, conjures up a fire arrow, probably melts Gaara's sand or something, turns that shit into glass, and then he's cooked. Like that's just what's gonna happen, right? Shit, you get into the manga like world slashing cleaves and like whatever. It's not looking fantastic for Gaara. I'm gonna be honest.
Definitely. And just for the sake of things, even without domain expansion, I think cleave, because it can adjust to durability, would just eventually, especially once you get to world cleave or spatial, whatever you want to call it, strong cleave, whatever the fuck, like Ronan said, is just like, it just defies everything. So there's that. Just to make things and add a little bit more to the discussion again, and maybe just push things over to Gaara's side, do we think Shikaku Gaara changes the discussion whatsoever, or we're still pretty keen on Sukuna calling it a W? I know you guys did the Tail Beast discussion, so you might have already talked about this.
I mean, bro, full Shukaku?
I mean, I guess Gaara goes to full Shikaku in part 1, but that's up to you guys. We could, you know, I just want to add more and have a little bit more to say.
Okay, full Shukaku, Sukuna gets cooked. But like the little halfling thing Gaara be doing, maybe it just becomes more close.
Fair.
Yeah, the big thing about like the tailed beast is that for the most part, a Biju bomb is making Sukuna genuinely terrified in the same way that like unlimited hollow purple was, except it's directed and it can be spammed. Like Sukuna's just gonna be like, he's just not eating a tailed beast bomb or like Shukaku like just putting all of its weight and just like stomping him out or whatever, in the same way that that like Shukaku could kind of, I think there's definitely a better argument for Shukaku surviving more of Sukuna's attacks than vice versa. I'm gonna be honest.
Fair, very fair. All right, so let's spin this wheel again. Let's see, and if we get another repeat, I'm gonna start removing people. So let's see, Jujutsu Kaisen, Naruto. Who's coming up next? And like I said before, it seems like I'm sure you guys are catching too. Some of these are like easy victories, but some of these are like, okay, like this one. Let's see. Oh, you know, never mind. This one's Aoi Todo versus Edo Tensei Hashirama.
Jesus.
Yeah, hold on, bro. No, we can't do Toto like this after his episode, man. That's crazy.
We might have to run it again, but
Bro, please run it again,
yeah, bro. Yeah, let's just run that. Let's just run that back for Toto.
This never happened.
Let's just run that back. Nah. Hashirama is crazy.
Edo Hashirama made that.
Yeah, no, that's nice.
All right. So we're gonna move on. All right, we're gonna roll this Naruto one again. Let's see.
Holy shit.
Oh, okay. Oh no, it was about to be Edo Hashirama again. The universe wants Todo to get cooked. He still gets Hiruzen Sarutobi.
Hiruzen?
Another Hokage is crazy, bro. I'm gonna be honest. That's
God
nuts.
gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers. Okay, that's all I'm saying. They think Todo's Hokage level. All right.
Shit,
bro. I honestly feel like it's biased to spin the wheel from again, bro. But I almost just want to.
Hey,
one more time.
Yeah,
Third time's
bro.
the charm.
Okay, let's run that back. Let's give him one more shot, bro. This is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah, nah. He needs another go at this.
All right, Choji Akamichi.
Okay.
Wait.
Does Todo still get like?
If so, okay. If Choji eats the red pill, it's turning out the same way.
Do you think the green and yellow pill though are able to make that happen, or is only the red pill that makes him strong?
I can't really remember what those do. I just know that the red pill is 100 times stronger.
I'm gonna try and pull it up while you guys are talking.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise, I don't really know what is Choji's durability looking like before he decides, you know, it's time to pop a few study beans. Like where he going? I don't know, man. I don't know if Todo is like one shot. Choji eats Todo is a crazy chat, by the way. But yeah, I don't know what Choji's durability is looking like. I'm gonna be so honest. But Todo, like Choji's not smart enough to like get around Boogie Woogie through like adaptation. I don't think. Like he's not like Hanami or Mahito. He's not gonna get used to it. So that at least probably provides something good until the stat difference starts getting like really, really crazy and Todo just not able to react in time.
Yeah, his base Choji He's not adapting to that shit at all. Red Pill Choji probably could though, just because of speed.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be honest. We went from him getting like washed to like this really weird fight. I'm fine with saying Toto beats base Choji, but I think if he starts like bringing the pills out, I'm gonna be honest. I do think Choji's just like belly flopping on him. And that's that.
It's not really clear. I tried looking it up. It's not really clear what each individual pill's buff is, but yeah, Six is right with the last one is the 100 times. So you're 100%. The Choji with all 3 pills is just washing it. And yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what you think Choji's durability is, like you guys were talking about before. If Toto can actually cause serious damage or not. But base Choji is his best bet, and that's how sad, right? We're like, all right, we got to give Toto a real one, and then we put him up against this fucking weird ass. All right, let's just spin this wheel again. This is actually hurting my soul. Let's see what's coming up next, guys. Oh no, we got Momo Nishimiya.
Oh Jesus!
Against Zaku Abumi.
Bro, please re-roll this.
What are we doing, bro? What are we doing here?
Can we keep Zaku?
Zaku cooks. Like, I'm gonna be real. Zaku does cook her, but like, what we doing, man? What we doing, man?
No, all right. I'm here to make my case for Momo Nishimiya. She's able to fly up in the air. What's Zaku doing?
Shoot air. Shoot sound.
Better.
Yeah, bro. She's like canonically scared of, not like scared of, but I know how you feel about Momo Ninumaki Noah, but you know, on guard for the guy whose whole thing is just like talking to her.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah, complete wash. So let's just move right on. Let's try this again. We'll keep Zaku on because he's actually a reasonable character for some of these discussions here. We'll see who actually has a chance against him. Let's just roll this one more time on the JJK side here.
Isn't it crazy to think that like the Yuji that fought Choso would look at Zaku's attacks as like nearly undodgeable? Ain't that wild? I don't know, man. That shit kind of. Oh, hold on.
All right, Ronin, time to run defense. Time to run agenda here. We got Kusakabe.
Kusakabe's kind of cooking that, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Listen. Kusakabe reacted to Kenjaku trying to get off a maximum curse technique, but Kenjaku's able to land that shit on a special grade Yuki. So I don't know. You do the math, bro. Kusakabe might have better scaling than Zaku, if I can be real. I'm gonna be real. That simple domain block, he might cook, bro. He might cook. I don't know though. This is weird because like Zaku just has the sound blast. I don't even know if simple domain would work on something that's like kind of as what's the word I'm looking for? Not intangible, but I mean intangible. I guess I don't fucking know. Like it's just not very. I don't know how blockable that sort of attack even is. The way Sasuke gets around it, I think, is just by blitzing him to the point where he just doesn't even get the attack off.
Yeah, I think ultimately they get Kusakabe just loses in like because he's ultimately depending on physicality. If he's not able to match up to Zaku, which most Jujutsu Kaisen characters aren't going to be able to match up to the Naruto physicality. I mean, part 1 Zaku, he's just I mean if you want to call him Genin, maybe I doubt I would even justify to call him Chunin level. I mean, maybe it's a more reasonable equal match, but I don't know. I'd love to hear what Six has to say.
I mean, bro, honestly, I did not know that Kusakabe was not his first name. I'm just finding that out just now. I thought he only had the name Kusakabe. But I mean, yeah, he gets cooked. I can't think of. So look, going into Shibuya, Mei compares Yuji to Kusakabe. So yeah, you're the only guy to go grade 1 with no curse technique. You kind of like Kusakabe. So let's just say they're around the same level, right? Then Choso, sound speed attacks, he was fucking Yuji over. Let's be real. Zaku's just the same dude, but with an attack that you can't see. Like you can't see the sound 4's sound blast and whatnot. Or not sound 4, but the sound ninja. You can't see their sound blast and whatnot. So yeah, I'd probably say Zaku off of that.
Yeah, I
which
agree.
is so crazy. It's so insane, bro. Talking about Zaku. Yeah. Jesus.
I just picture Kusakabe going to like defend this big sound blast like he would the maximum Uzumaki, and then like the smoke clears and he's just gone. It's just his feet.
Ears
left, bro.
bleeding. Ears bleeding. He's like, oh, why did I think I could block sound, bro? What was even the thought process behind that?
Someone in the chat said Zaku getting justice. Yeah, this is his comeback, right? You know, not for nothing. I thought Zaku was cool when he first came out, but that was just me. Back in part 1, I didn't have much to compare him to, so I guess that's also fair. Let's spin these wheels. Let's see what's coming up next. All right, let's get a tough. Oh, we got Uro coming up on Jujutsu Kaisen side up against Hinata Hyuga.
Oh, Uro cooks.
Yeah. Uro like has a curse technique very, very well suited. I feel like to someone whose attacks are pretty like simplistic and close up. Like Yuta pulls up to punch her, he just keeps getting his shit redirected. Hinata's probably going to be the same way, and I don't think Hinata is like strong enough in part 1 to have the speed scaling necessary to argue that she's just like blitzing Uro over and over. I'm going to be honest.
Yes,
Not at all.
Uro cooks. Just like Broken Ronin said, redirecting her attacks, domain expansion,
Exactly.
thin icebreaker.
Yeah, no Naruto to spur her on to fight more too. Yeah, Hinata's finished.
Ooh, for one weakness. Oh no. Now, like, let's do because obviously part 1 Hinata is just such a low. I don't want to say low level, but she doesn't really have much to offer besides her physical attacks with the gentle fist, which clearly is what makes it such a terrible matchup. Does part 2 Hinata, you know, let's say peak Hinata, does that change anything, or is she still getting cooked by Uro?
There's no way she's not fast enough, right? Like in Shippuden, I feel like
in Shippuden,
too fast. She's probably just blitzing her and just like, which is weird because like she don't really have crazy scaling relative to the verse, but yeah, she's probably just running up and hitting a mean combo. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah.
Yep, and that's exactly why I didn't put Shippuden characters on this list.
Yeah, that's exactly why. Because if you do, you're just gonna get a whole lot of, you know, it would be close otherwise, but this character kind of just blitzes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. But that was a good one. It's always, it brings a smile to my face anytime JJK can pull a win in these things. So good. I'm glad that also that fits my need for Hinata to get her ass beat. So I don't know why. I just have my random vendettas against characters in Naruto. Obito
like Neji,
specifically is 6 found out yesterday, but we're not even gonna get into that.
See, let's fucking go. See, I hate this guy, Inumaki. Fuck that dude.
Yeah. Oh my god, bro. Fish flakes and then his head's just gone. Yeah, that's nasty work. I'm gonna be real. Yeah, Zabuza's putting him in a blender. Like, okay, let's say he uses curse speech. It's like blast away. All right, cool. He fucking flies away. He gets like hit by some invisible impact. Now Inumaki's just like on his hands and knees bleeding, like just about to die. Maybe it's not to the same degree it was against Hanami. Maybe he can do it a little bit more, right? But Inumaki's big problem is that the curse technique that would normally be pretty good, you know, at least in the hands of a capable sorcerer like Yuta, becomes pretty whatever if he's not already stronger than you, right? Which he's just not in Zabuza's case. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
Zabuza's
terrible. Like,
yeah.
if he didn't have recoil, like, even then he still kind of gets cooked, obviously, but like, it's just the way that you see curse speech interact with a character that's just so much more powerful than Inumaki, not even on the recoil side. Like, even if he says something like die or get crushed or like, you know, turn and become flattened or something, like we see even like a character like Geto, who's not a curse spirit, who doesn't have, you know, that regeneration factor. Even Geto kind of survives something that if Geto was a lot weaker, he probably wouldn't have. So the power difference. I know a lot of people that think curse speech is just a win all against no matter whatever character you want that hears whatever, depending on what you say. But like Inumaki just isn't built like that to keep up.
When Inumaki uses cursed speech on a water clone and nearly dies, he's gonna be so mad, bro. That's all I'm saying. Blow away. It actually disappears. Like I did it, and then Zabu's just hiding in the mist. Yeah, nah, he's cooked.
Unfortunate.
Very fortunate. Very fortunate.
Moving along here, we're gonna move it up here to speaking about Geto. He actually pulled up in the rankings, so we got Geto coming up, filling the JJK side, going up against. All right, we're gonna have to roll this wheel again because One Tail Naruto. Oof.
Good.
Bro's Maximum Uzumaki. He's like, hey, that's my name. Let me show you something for real. Let me show you something. Yeah, no, that's nasty business. Yeah, go to re-roll that one, bro. Go re-roll that one. That's crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Because I was even like in my head, I'm like, how can I? Because like I'm clearly just the person that's just throwing out all these generosity statements here just to keep everything going. I'm like, how can I make this interesting for Geto? Like, oh, what if curse spirit manipulation works on the tailed beast for some reason, which doesn't even make sense, but fuck it, let's give him that option. Like he still has to beat Naruto to steal the QB, so I just no.
Yeah,
I can't even find a way to give him hope, man.
Oh, also somebody brought up in chat, like you would think, okay, maybe he outnumbers him. He's fighting the Shadow Clone God. That's nah, bro. That Naruto 2K barrage looking a little disgusting. So yeah.
Ooh. All right, yeah, let's re-roll the Naruto list while I'm putting his character picture on here. Let's see if we can give him a fair fight.
Yeah, nah, bro.
Even though as much as Six would want to be done with this man. Kiba.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah, Kiba, and the thing is, Akamaru is becoming part of the fucking squad too. Motherfucker's just gonna have like his cursed spirit just eat him. Just like, all right, bro. I beat you and I took your dog. Peace out. Yeah, no, that's nasty work. I'm gonna be honest. That's nasty work.
So like, how do we feel like Kiba ultimately scales physically with a character like Geto and the kind of curse spirits that he can get? Because we talk so much about how Naruto characters just have such a big advantage here. So that's what I ultimately want to feel. That's what I ultimately want to tap into here.
Kiba's
So
like
Kiba's one of the ones that don't have that. No scaling whatsoever.
He's closer to Hinata, I feel like, in terms of like he's in part 1 Naruto, right? He's in a verse where a lot of characters are really fast, a lot faster than JJK characters. But I mean, like at the point he gets outscaled, he just has there's no argument for him really. You know what I mean? Fang over Fang is just gonna be like, oh, all right, brother. Okay, thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah, hold this playful cloud real quick. You know what I mean? It's not really
Yeah, I'm just imagining the giant Cyclops fucking curse just fucking grabbing like the big giant double-headed dog that Kiba and Akamaru turned into, and he just like fucking RKOs this fucking giant thing in a kaiju battle. Like it's Geto wouldn't even have to get his hands dirty.
Yeah, nah.
Yep.
Do you guys want to try Geto one more time or just call it a new
Nah,
one?
he got his dub, bro. Let's spin it, bro.
Okay.
Bro got his dub.
Fair enough. All
I
right.
wish it would land on Toji.
I
Toji would
know,
be
right?
funny.
He's on there. I got him on there. I'm surprised it hasn't. I'm probably gonna start removing people to make things a little bit fair. Oh, we got Naoya versus Minato, which is like Minato's gonna show him real perception blitzing.
Oh, dude. Bro's gonna be like, hey, bro, I won't even use flying Raijin. I got you, man. That's just, yeah, let me not. No, the speed off that Naoya would want to have here ain't working. You can make him curse Naoya, bro. Shit's not happening.
Give him 20 Sukuna fingers.
Yeah, no, that's not looking good at all. I'm gonna be real, bro.
Oof.
Second fastest as always is crazy. Yeah, no, this is bad.
Not even worth discussion on. Minato just washes. He beats the brakes off this man. Minato teaches him to respect women. That's all right. We got Kokichi Muta, Mekamaru going up against Minato again. Oh no!
All right, brother. Yeah, Minato said, nah. I didn't say I was done yet, bro. Nah, let me keep cooking. No, that's great. It doesn't matter if it's Ultimate Mekamaru, base Mechamaru. Fucking, you have 25 ultimate mechs. Don't matter, bro.
Don't, bro. Give him 20 Sukuna fingers.
That would be a disgusting display. I could just see him just fucking flying thunder godding through like all the fucking different marked puppets. That'd be wild to see.
Yeah, not good.
It'd be disgusting.
Not good at all, bro.
All right, let's do this one more time because Minato clearly's coming out of the gates here. He's got something cooking up. Let's see if we can get another character here. No. All right, Orochimaru.
Oh shit. All right, bro. Come with JJK. You gotta come with a heavy hitter, bro. I'm gonna be honest. We can't do no weak shit here.
You need Gojo for this one.
Yeah, we gotta see what's cooking here because obviously Mechamaru is not standing up. We tried to put him up against someone again. We're moving on. No way.
Yikes.
I mean, unless she full on just caps this man, but between the eyes, let's.
do we need to have a discussion here?
No, we don't.
Yeah, okay.
We do not. Let's try this one more time with Orochimaru, and then we'll just move on. Let's see if we can get a good discussion going on. Come on, Wheel. The heart of cards. Kokichi again. All right, oh no, Nanami. Still fucking getting fucked up here.
Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, no. Oh no. Yeah, that's not even. Yeah, no. I mean, like, I just feel like it's sort of like it's almost insulting to Orochimaru to even kind of like explain the topic. Like, of course he wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's pretty fair. Let's start from scratch here. This is a lost cause at this point. I mean, and now we're gonna start removing people because we need to have some more interesting discussions here. Like Orochimaru just fucking came up again. I'm sorry, Orochimaru, you're just tanking too much. We're removing you. So who's going up against Mei? Who's going up against Mei here? Sakura Haruno.
It's part one though, right?
Yeah, it is part one, but let's see where it goes.
I mean, it goes into a bird strike, I fear. I think Sakura is gonna be like, you know, looking around for where Sasuke's at, and then a flying crow is just gonna take her out the game. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, we can talk about part two because part one Sakura literally does nothing. So you're right. That's fair.
Part two Sakura closes a fist, right? Says cha, and then Mei just wakes up in the afterlife, bro. She's gonna like wake up and no. I mean, because part two Sakura is just a pretty good embodiment of like basic ass Naruto physicality being enough to overcome like any like a lot of JJK characters. Part two Sakura is very, very badly cooking Mei. Yeah, it's really bad. The further along you get in and ship it in as well, the worse it gets. Yeah, not good. Healing factor plus super strength. No, not good.
Because you have two characters that like I think it's interesting. You have two characters that primarily focus on just like physical strength here. So Mei really is like a top physical peak character. And part one, so I guess part one Sakura, it's fair to say Mei wins, but part two, it's just no go.
It just reverses how easy it is. Just reverses part one and part two. You know what I mean? Part one, Sakura's getting no diffs. Part two, Sakura is doing the no diffing. So yeah.
I bet. Next up, we've got Megami Fushiguro going up against.
Fuck this guy.
Going up
That's
against
crazy, bro.
Kimimaru Kaguya.
Jeez.
Listen, bro. I'm trying to think. Let's see. How can I get you out of this one, Megami? You kind of got yourself in a little bit of a predicament.
Fucking Maharaga.
Hey, listen, bro. I was trying to think a little bit differently from Megami here. But yeah, dude, obviously, I think it's obvious Maharaga cooks. But outside of that, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Kimimaru's like, I think he's pretty fucking strong.
He is. He's such a fucking awesome character. And just like, even if we were to say, like, let's say base Kimimaru right now, let's not give him his curse mark, buffs here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Listen, brother, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Better pop that domain expansion and try to get to where. I feel like Kimimaru's durability is gonna be the main issue, though. Like Megami can kind of overcome like pretty big, like obviously not blitz, well, kind of blitz level, but like he can overcome pretty big physical gaps in ability just due to the versatility of the 10 shadows, but that doesn't really mean much if he can't put Kimimaro down. And I'm thinking like Divine Dog is his best option. I don't know if that's finishing the job. But I do think Kimimaro just even giving Megumi the benefit of the doubt just wears him down. Someone mentioned like Megumi could like sink Kimimaro into his shadows. Putting chakra on your feet is such a basic ninja ability, though.
True.
I think it's super fucking unlikely to argue that like any ninja in Naruto, like yeah, in JJK that's like that's unique, right? Like you have to, that's not something you usually do. But I mean, you learn to walk on trees, walk on walls, walk on water. Like that's not really that's not catching someone of Kimimaro's caliber off guard. I don't think so.
Even if he does get sucked into the shadows, I mean, Bracken dance, so he can summon all the bones out.
Oh yeah, and then like someone said, bro, Megumi gotta run away till he dies of tuberculosis. Yeah, I mean that's probably his best bet. But in a straight up fight, Kimimaro, like you don't even say like a hypothetical health. He just the timer just doesn't. He's sick, but he just doesn't fucking die from it. Yeah, Kimimaro wins. I think it's an interesting fight. Like I'll say there were definitely worse outcomes for Megumi. You know, I definitely was wondering like don't give him the part 1 Naruto treatment, etc., etc. But I do think Kimimaro does win the fight. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, Kimimaro just has way too much at his disposal. Megumi does too. I don't want to make it sound like he doesn't. Like, it's just everything that Megumi can do, Kimimaro just has an answer for, ultimately. The fact that, like, we even see him towards the end of his own fight in the Naruto series, like, he can just, like, if he does use Bracken Dance and Megumi manages to survive, like, Kimimaro can just pop in and out of the different bones, right? Like, it's Megumi can't run, Megumi can't hide, Megumi's fucked. Now Maharaga is gonna be obviously what Megumi pops out, and I guess even with Curse Mark stage 2, we're saying Maharaga claps.
I mean, I think Kimimaro just doesn't one shot it, and then it's like, okay, I've adapted to your fucking calcium, buddy. You're cooked.
Calcium.
Yeah, that was interesting. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think we could do one more, and then I think what I think would be interesting to see would be like if we start doing, because the JJK characters are at such a disadvantage, maybe if we put them up against 2-to-1s for the final couple matches, see if that can maybe give them a little bit more discussion, a little bit more fun. Shizune versus Naobito Zenin.
What?
What the fuck is she? Oh yeah,
The attendant. Yeah,
fuck her.
With the pig.
Naobito cooks. Like I think Naobito, you definitely should have helped out your son a little bit earlier when he was facing the yellow flash, but you know, do your thing, I guess. Well, I say help. I'm using help very loosely, but yeah, I mean Naobito cooks. I don't know if Shizune has literally any scaling.
Yeah, I can't think of any she has.
Like what did she do?
Kabuto.
Yeah,
like what does she do? I think she has like the chakra blades, like the medical ninja shit.
Yeah.
Didn't Shizune fight in the war arc? I mean, Nameless Ninja did too. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say some random brat is
He said
fucking
Nameless Ninja.
I'm just saying there were 80,000 shinobi, bro. Fighting in the war does not make you strong necessarily. She kind of pressed Kabuto. I don't know, bro. I like I said, maybe she does some shit. I can't remember anything that she does like that would help her scaling. To be honest, and
bro, she gets beat up by Kabuto and then Pain kills her. She doesn't do anything.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, we'll leave Naobito on. We'll roll it one more time to give him a fight, and then we'll go on to the 2v1s. And then, like I said, and also I want to let both of you guys know, like, don't feel any pressure to stay. If you guys got a dip, you know what I mean. You could definitely feel free to leave at any time. Edo Hashirama showed up again.
Yeah, goodbye, you old fart. Naobito, you go into bed, brother. You're cooked. You're finished. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, but I'll be right back.
Word. I'm gonna remove Edo Hashirama, and I'm probably gonna remove Edo Tobirama because I guess that's pretty fair. And then we'll re-roll this for the duos. By the time we get the re-roll for duos, he'll probably be back. I don't know if you've been keeping track, but it seems like Naruto is just winning a lot more than Jujutsu Kaisen is. But I think that's pretty easy to say, right, Six?
Yeah, I don't think the score is that far off though. I think they might be like 5 or 6 behind.
Okay. I've lost count, honestly. I was keeping track in my head. I didn't even leave. I didn't actually mark anything down. I got Mechamaru coming up here. So Mechamaru and who else? Who's going to be this tag team here? We got Yuta. Okay, Mechamaru and Yuta.
Okay.
That's a dream team right there. Going up against who from Naruto? See if I can get this extra person added on OBS before Ronin gets back. Shino Aburame. Oh, fuck.
Okay. Well. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, Chino is dead.
Yeah, ultimately, that's probably the worst fucking character. Now, like, Mechamaru versus Shino individually, like, how do we feel like... I feel like that would actually be an interesting fight.
A little bit close. You know, how he get the bugs into his suit or whatever. You know,
exactly.
Try something like that. But with Yuta there, nah, Shino is just dead.
Yeah, I feel completely like, how does like Shino interact with Yuta? Like Yuta's obviously just gonna clap him. I feel like just no point.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like it's like the same way it went with Kuroroshi, right? Like the bugs just they're not gonna affect Yuta in the long run. I mean, Shino has the potential to have some of the poison beetles or whatever, or the ones that like Donzo had the one random Aburame guy use on Shisui in the novels, but we don't ever really get to see that Shino has anything like that. He mainly just has like his beetles, and that's it. So.
All right, so then Shino's losing, and Shino's just a little Genin level character, so that's not too par for the course here. Obviously, up against Mechamaru, that's definitely, like you said, a lot closer. I completely agree with that. And I don't ultimately feel like that's an interesting enough discussion for Ronin to tap in with, so we don't even really need him to be here. Shizune came up again, but I'm just removing her because there's no feats whatsoever here. So now we've got Yuta Okkotsu and Mechamaru up against base Sasuke.
Base Sasuke by the end of part one, like no curse marks and stuff.
Yeah, base Sasuke by the end of part one.
Yeah, he'll probably Yuta can probably react to Sasuke just because I think Yuta can react the same as Hikari. Hikari kind of reacted to lightning or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he maybe could react, but Sasuke is definitely faster than him. Definitely.
We giving him the Sharingan, or is it like completely nothing? Like just really base. Because precog, like I don't know if we're including it, so disregard this if we're not. But like being physically faster plus precog to the point where he's beating characters like Naruto that are physically faster than him, right? I think that might kind of be a pretty big difference. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, my idea for base was basically Sasuke without the curse mark. So I did include Sharingan, but whatever we want to say that makes this more reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, like I think the Sharingan makes it so he's keeping track of everybody with not necessarily ease, but he's not being pressed just because there's multiple opponents. I feel the big thing is I imagine it's just finishing power. Like it's like fireball jutsu, none of that's gonna really get the job done. I think a Chidori could definitely severely hurt Yuta, but Yuta also is like, he has some pretty crazy healing abilities.
Yeah. And I think at the same time too, like the fact that like even though he can't keep up with everybody and he's gonna have the precog, like that's the bare minimum of what he's gonna need, considering he's gonna be fighting like not just two like human-sized opponents. It's gonna be like a 3v1 when you figure you're gonna be fighting the giant kaiju ultimate Mechamaru. If we're saying it's Mechamaru coming at his peak in this fight. On top of Yuta with the sword and all of he can offer, on top of the fact that Rika's probably going to be involved in the fight as well. So like that Sharingan's going to be necessary, in my opinion, for him to just keep up with the sheer number of shit that's going to be going on. For the fact that Yuta is one of the strongest characters in Jujutsu Kaisen, so that physicality stat difference is going to be the lowest gap we've seen probably so far. But I don't know, maybe if Six or you Ronin want to correct me on that.
I'm sorry, I
think-
zoned out. What'd you say?
I was
Like, how does
saying
Sasuke
when it
compare
comes.
physically?
Oh, go ahead.
No. I think I was just trying to recap. Like, how does Sasuke compare physically? To
Like
everybody involved?
Yuta, like the difference in like because
Oh.
Yuta is like basically the strong, one of the strongest. I don't want to say the strongest in Jujutsu Kaisen, but like the physicality gap, at least stat wise, is probably the smallest gap it's been so far that we've talked about.
I mean, Sasuke should scale similarly to like the Rock Lee stuff, like being Mach 145 or whatever. Yuta really doesn't have anything near that. He can literally only react to him. So Sasuke probably would just beat him down. I'm just being honest. That's really how I feel about it. Like Sasuke, if Sasuke was to see Yuta, he would run up and beat the dog shit out of him, and Yuta can't do anything about it.
Okay, do you think domain expansion though kind of evens that out though? Like, does Sasuke really have a that's great. Rud sees him just on sight? I don't really like your face, bro. Yeah, come over here. I got something for you.
Kind of what
nah,
like
I
I was
mean,
like going
domain-
into was like if like because obviously Sasuke, like you said, Sasuke up against Yuta specifically, Sasuke is going to beat the brakes off of him. Part of what I was maybe adding to the discussion was if it was actually Yuta, Rika, and Ultimate Mechamaru in Kaiju mode all going up against Sasuke at the same time, is his physical stats and the pre-cut from the Sharingan enough to still maintain that advantage?
Yeah.
Fair.
I mean,
Okay.
the advantage is just so like Mechamaru for one. He's strong. He's not that fast, right? He's not scaling to any of the other like even the Mach 3 characters. So I mean, I doubt he'd even be able to see Sasuke. And even on the off chance that he could, big fireball, everyone dies.
Wait, do you think the fireball? Because like I'm laughing because that's just a funny way to phrase it. But do you think the fireball is like strong enough to just incinerate Yuta? Like more so
Yeah.
than what Granite Blast was able to and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like Granite Blast. I haven't looked at the calcs for Granite Blast,
Mhm.
so maybe I'm not too confident in that. But Mechamaru, that dude's cooked.
Yeah. I mean that's fair. I think my only thing was if the fireball jutsus like are not enough to take everyone out. Like even though I think the Chidori is more than powerful enough to like land and like tear through Yuta, my main thing was he's got two of those in base, right? And using one only for it to not kill your opponent is not great for his chakra reserves and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because I see a lot of people in chat being like, "There's no way that a fireball would actually completely eliminate Yuta." And just the toughest thing to argue about that would be we know specifically the way that curse energy, reverse curse technique, and all of that works. Specifically when Mahito goes up against someone like Mechamaru, because we know his attacks work very similar in which they're gonna burn you away. They're gonna, even if you can heal like on a pace like Yuta, on a pace like Gojo up against Malevolent Shrine, where you can continually reverse curse technique yourself and heal yourself in a way that you're healing yourself just as quick as the damage is going on to you. Fire is one of the worst things for that because it's mostly going to linger. It's going to burn you consistently even after the attack is done. So like as Yuta is continually healing, that fire is going to be continually wearing down his curse energy. And even though if you want to say Yuta's got the bottomless curse energy, that's what makes his durability so powerful. That just was what makes Yuta ultimately the menace that he is in his own series. Like Mahito himself, who we know cursed spirits are just insane with the regeneration as well, it acknowledges that if he gets burned away too much, it's going to take him out. And Yuta, we know reverse curse technique takes so much of his energy, he has to literally pop Rika when up against Sendai, up against Ishigori and Oro. So like, if Sasuke is really that much more powerful than Yuta, even though the fireball may not be directly what one-shots him, like just the impact of the fire, the lingering effects of the fire, and on top of whatever else Sasuke can lay on at the moment, if you don't believe the fireball is enough, will probably be what ends him.
Yeah. Part like at Final Valley Sasuke even in base is kind of just one of the highest peaks I think you're going to reach in part 1 Naruto scaling anyways, like physically.
Agreed.
Yep.
100%. So that being said, we'll move on. Let's see if we can get another duo, and we'll see if we can get another Naruto character to face up against these duos. Moving forward, we've got the Naruto character as we got Naruto One Tail again. But
God,
let's see who that duo is, to be honest with you, because this could be, if we get Gojo here, maybe it's a reasonable discussion. But Naoya Zenin.
Jeez, okay.
Not looking good.
Okay, who's his partner, bro? Go and carry now, whoever you are, bro.
And Panda. All right, let's just move
No
on
way.
here.
Oh brother. Oh brother.
Even duos, it's like no point.
I mean, Panda. Let's be real. Panda doesn't add anything. It's just Naoya like 1v1ing Naruto, and then Naoya just gets like blitzed and stuff. Yeah, Panda is getting like Kashimo flashbacks. He's just gonna keep switching forms and just keep getting blown up. Someone said add a third. just keep adding characters until Naruto loses or something.
Honestly, I'm willing to do that, because
you're gonna run into trouble though, because he's the shadow clone god. Like it's just like, okay, you outnumber him. All right, brother, I got this crazy jutsu. I hope you heard of it before. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm cool with it. Maybe the third person is able to get the job done. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? So like Panda and now Obito. All right, let's roll this one more time while I'm putting these guys on screen, because someone at a certain point, we've got to be able to beat Naruto QB mode, right? We've got to be able. There's got to be a way. We've got
the only one over there that could do it is Gojo.
We've got Reggie Star joining the battle here.
Oh, he's gonna drop a house on him, bro. That's. I mean, what are we doing, man? What are we doing, man? Like he's 2 18-wheelers. Woo, you know, like kitchen knives, a flower pot. Yeah, he not moving the needle, bro. He not moving.
Reggie has to have the worst curse technique ever.
Bro,
damn, that's crazy to say. I think Reggie's pretty cool. I resent that. I disavow that.
I think he is a fun technique.
I mean, I guess he's relatable. I save receipts sometimes.
Bro said he's relatable. Oh shit.
We got Geto joining the fray.
Shadow Clone going crazy.
Oh no. All right, I'm done with this. I'm already over it. All right, this is not looking well.
It's just so embarrassing, bro. You just keep piling. It's just like, just imagine you're a special grade and you're like, what? Am I fighting with 4 other people? I'm still getting no diff? Like, that's crazy.
On Naruto's side, we got Anko.
Oh, okay. So JJK, get ready for a W.
Yeah, potentially. Who we got coming up next? We've got, on the JJK side here, we've got Yuta coming back in again.
Yeah, Yuta wins. I don't know if that's crazy to say.
Let's move on.
Yeah,
Yuta wins.
All right, so let's swap that out. Let's see if we can get a better Naruto character coming in here. I can't even keep up with all these images. We got Hinata coming up again.
Versus Yuta?
Versus Yuta is a wash in general. Up against Masamichi Yaga.
Oh, wait. She might
Who the fuck is
she might cook him. I'm like, Yaga got diffed by Gaku Ganji.
Who
is like fighting to a stalemate with Juzo. Feet. Like he's just multiple layers into weak. Does that make sense? Like shit's just
Hinata's kind of with him though.
Yeah, yeah, but like, okay. Like, yeah, no. I mean, yeah, no. I don't know, man. Hinata might give him the fucking hands though. I'm gonna be real.
I'll go with Hinata on this one.
Yeah, Hinata boxing Yaga up.
Yeah, unless this is like 1,000 Panda with prep time special grade Yaga, like
yeah,
it's not looking good.
Yeah,
not looking good at all. All right, we'll spin in one more time here. Let's see what's going on here. We've got Toto coming up again up against Kimimaro.
Oh, well, that's at the bare minimum interesting. Maybe, I don't know if he can switch with like the bones and shit. Maybe.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, if they got chalk or like energy, whatever, sure. But I think it's one of those things where Toto's just gonna keep swapping and shit. And let's say he just keeps landing hits. Kimimaro is gonna like, I just don't imagine him being able to finish him. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the stuff we see from Toto is like the reason he seems so effective is because he has Yuji as almost like his hammer. You know what I mean? Like that is the Yuji right there is the finisher. Just because like his overwhelming strength and shit. And Toto's really strong too, don't get me wrong. Got a lot of brute force. Enough to kill Kimimaro? Probably not. I don't think so. Whereas that's not the case for Kimimaro. I definitely think he can finish Toto off with like some bone sword or whatever. And I think it's bracket dance that allows him to like swap, like jump in between the bones too. Yeah, like Toto's gonna like low key meet his match for like jumping all across the battlefield almost. I don't know.
No, I completely agree with you. I think best bet, of course, because Toto works best in tandem with a partner. Let's see if we can throw someone else in there to make things a little bit better. We've got, it was almost Hikari. That would have been interesting. We got Kirara instead though.
Oh,
yeah, Kirara's curse technique with Toto's, that might be some disorienting ass shit.
Oh my god,
yeah.
Now that you mention it. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that it would just be like you just end up with the same question though. Like, okay, now Kimimaro becomes like, yeah, maybe he's not hitting those guys, but it's like, where y'all killing him? Like, Kirara doesn't really add much finishing power, right?
Yeah.
And it's all up to Toto to like take him down. I don't know.
I mean, I guess it ultimately comes down to how much you think Black Flash would affect Kimimaro, right? Because we know because it's an exponential amplification as opposed to a multiplying factor. It definitely would add a lot of attack power to Toto, who's at the disadvantage here. And like you said, with it being a very disorientating battle, if they really can combine Love Rendezvous with Boogie Woogie to make it in a sense that not only can Kimimaro not actually hit any of these characters, they can put Toto in the perfect position to land that fucking one for all Black Flash that we saw him land in the anime. I guess, like I said, it depends on how you think Black Flash scales to Naruto damage.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I think it's because like Toto's not Yuji. He's not pulling that out consistently. But let's say he does land one, maybe it does a lot of damage, right? And it's just yeah, I don't know. They could listen, if Kimimaro is still sick, he like, let's say he's trying to do the same shit, like he's fighting Toto and Kirara instead of Rock Lee and Gaara, he will probably just die from like his sickness or whatever, right? But otherwise it's really weird, gonna be honest, bro.
Damn, that's crazy that is a legit win condition. That they're like, all right, let's just fucking hold this guy off for like the next 10 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, just all right, bro. You're not touching us. We can hit you too. Like, it's not like, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be one of the weirdest fights of all time, though.
Yeah. Yeah. And just because it was almost there, and because I do think it is also an interesting discussion, let's say it is the Hikari Toto matchup. Which not only is an amazing duo that I'd probably love to see in action. What do you guys think? Like Hikari and Toto are able to take the win a little bit more reasonably, or do you think it's still a loss on their part?
I mean, so long as Hikari can keep hitting jackpots, I don't see why not. I don't see why they couldn't win. Just wear him out.
Yeah, same thing. Hikari just has like the whatchamacallit, the like a very similar sort of win con as Kirara and Toto. It's just, okay, you can't kill me, I can't kill you. Nice, sick.
Bet.
Yeah.
Do you think Kimimaro would be able to take these characters out before Hikari would land jackpot though? Especially if we were to give him full power, Curse Spirit. I keep saying Curse Spirit, Curse Mark Stage 2.
Not if
Yeah.
Toto's there. If Toto's there, I could see that not being as easy. I don't know. I don't know how fast Kimimaro is. Well, how fast is he? What's Kimimara's speed looking like? Because I don't know if base Akari.
He's probably one of those like lightning timer guys.
Oh,
right? Like moving that fast.
Yeah. Like Jackpot Akari will probably be relative, or like maybe a little bit slower, but I think base Akari might run into problems. Like he opens a domain, and Kimimaro just kind of like pressing him in there. Yeah, but I think if Akari lands like one jackpot, he can kind of press him and shit and keep getting on a roll. It's just a matter of getting in that loop.
Yeah,
it's a matter of getting in that loop.
Cool. All right, yeah, it's unfortunate that Kimimaro does have the ultimate win con against him, where these characters can just last long enough, they can win. And because I think it's such an interesting team up, Hikari and Toto facing up against characters that clearly outscale them. I'm gonna keep that team up for the next matchup, which is Zabuza.
Ooh.
Toto and Hikari against Zabuza.
I think Toto would be a pretty interesting counter to Zabuza's silent killing, because even though you can't see him, you should be able to sense him, clap, boogie woogie.
Yeah.
I don't see them being able to win this though. They'll probably like put up like a good decent disorienting fight, but Zabuza is he's a decapitation guy, so if need be, you can cut off Akari's head, make him not immortal. And Toto honestly just gets outclassed here.
Yeah, and because Zabuza is like an assassin type like ninja, I feel like he's gonna be going for the kill with he's kind of like Toji in that respect, where like every attack he makes is kind of like one that's gonna count. Like he's not gonna waste any kind of hits or anything like that, or he's not known to be someone that plays with his food. I feel like he only really he spends so long against the squad 7 when he does, because they're legitimate children. But that's my opinion.
And I mean, you want to talk about like catching Toto off guard. The water clone is enough to kind of make Kakashi like, oh, what the oh shit, I misread that situation. I could very easily see Toto kind of like falling into a similar trap where he he thinks, okay, I avoided this, the major attack here, I'm chilling, and then the real Zabuza just kind of pulls up, takes one of them out. And I think the moment one of them gets taken out, the other one is kind of just kind of done for.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. All right, so we can move on now. Let's see what another character we can put up now, and I'll see if I can get another duo racking up on the board here. Who's going to be our Naruto character? We got Zaku again, who I think, let's just remove these sound genin, because they just are. What the fuck is the point? Like, Kin was about to come up again, and I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
There we got One Tail Naruto again. We're not going to do another repeat. I might take One Tail Naruto off, because even up against Gojo, there's not even really a discussion. And Gojo with the Limitless kind of just bodies most characters he's going to go up against. Rock Lee.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Here's a good character. And let's see who he's going to go up against Jujutsu Kaisen wise. Or would you guys want to see what Toto and Hikari do with Rock Lee before we move on?
I feel like Lee beats them, no? Right? Like he overwhelms them with speed, I think. Yeah, I think as soon as he starts taking off the weight, starts opening gates and shit, I think it's kind of over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So interestingly enough, what I'm going to do here is we'll start up a new duo here up against Rock Lee, because I was just curious what your guys' opinions were while these characters were on screen, because the next character that got pulled from the wheel is Maki Zenin up against Rock Lee. Two physical tanks, but obviously of different comparable levels. So what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, Rock Lee would beat the absolute dog shit out of Maki, and it wouldn't really be close.
We're talking about like Awakened, right? Like we're talking.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
She gonna she's gonna look at him, and then she's just gonna be kicked in the chin with the sole of his fucking foot, and he's like, all right, bro, yeah, Hidden Lotus or Primary Lotus, let's do it. Let's Let's get this over with. I will say Maki is one of the characters that I think like you can argue literally any hit from the weapon she uses basically guarantees Rock Lee's defeat. But Rock Lee is just so overwhelmingly fast that I don't know, man. It kinda ain't looking all that great, right? Weights drop, boom, so does Maki. You know what I mean? It's one of those things.
Yeah. It's sad that like the pinnacle of physical stats of JJK just gets mollywopped right here. But I guess this is also kind of, you could say, the pinnacle of taijutsu for Naruto at the same time.
Like,
so
yeah, the Genin and all that. Yeah. You know what? Can I ask you guys a quick question? I'm curious, like just random, because they're both, both primary physical fighters. I'm interested in y'all's take. If you give them like equal stats and shit, who do you think just wins off of that? Like, do you think any character is like has a high enough skill ceiling to just kind of like out martial arts the other?
I think the only reason why I would say Rock Lee wins is one small piece of dialogue, not even an actual physical feat or anything like that, because I'm sure we can get into that. But I think the one physical or one piece of dialogue is Rock Lee has been mentored by Might Guy most of his ninja or shinobi career, so he has a person and a mentor that was almost perfectly like created for Rock Lee to excel and reach his highest potential, because those two characters were so similar in the kind of fighting style that they shared. Maki is a character who, at least until the Culling Games and she meets Mayo the wrestler, has even stated that because she's never had an actual mentor that has been able to like show her true potential or just like relate to her in a way that she can actually learn enough for her to actually grow, that's what kept her back the entire time against the Cursed Nalia fight. So if she's been dealing with that kind of, downside, or what's the word I'm looking for, that kind of downside, because I can't think of a different word. Restriction, which is like her whole life, where Rock Lee hasn't. I feel like that's what's going to separate the two, but I'm sure Six has his own opinion.
Yeah, so like, okay, if you would have asked me prior to the fucking the Mio shit, I would have said Rock Lee. But the thing is, right, Rock Lee and it's equal stats. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, equal stats.
Okay, yeah. So Rock Lee and Guy, like, they're good at hand-to-hand fights or whatever, and they always mention how those two are specifically really good at taijutsu. They're mainly really good at like the fictitious taijutsu moves. Like they can use like the Sekizo and whatnot and burn the atmosphere with their punches and all that. Mm-hmm. As far as like actual martial arts or whatever, I haven't seen anything too impressive for them, or like seen any impressive statements for them. Maki, on the other hand, she like randomly knew sumo. And she knows how to fight with a sword. It just seems like Maki learns all different types of fighting, and they're more like rely on the superpowers of their verse.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say something pretty similar. Like, I would maybe go to argue that like from a verse standpoint, Naruto probably relies on hand-to-hand skill. Like I'll put it like this, right? Maki, Toji, like characters like that, Yuji, are very obviously like well above most characters in the series just based off of like hand-to-hand skill and shit. But the JJK verse doesn't have as much of an emphasis, whereas like everyone's a ninja in Naruto, right? Everyone probably has like a higher base aptitude for it. The big thing though is like if they're equal in stats and Maki has precog and a one-shot sword, I'm going with Maki personally, right? Even if Rock Lee's more skilled, right? Even if Rock Lee is just hands down like objectively a better martial artist, which I don't know if I think it's that obvious one way or another. But let's say it is, right? Maki can precog to the point where it's like characters that were previously blitzing her can now be dodged and avoided. So if they're equal, right, they can swap hands and shit. Maybe Rock Lee's just more skilled. And Maki pulls out Soul Split Katana plus like her like atmospheric precog, whatever the hell you think that is, right? I kind of lean towards her having the proper tools to deal with Rock Lee. Once again, even if he is more skilled in combat, which I don't think is absurd to say. Like I said, I just think it's almost like a Naruto verse thing that I would imagine they are on average more skilled than your JJK character, and like when getting into the higher tiers, they're probably more skilled than higher tier like CQC specialists like Yuji or whatever. I just think that precog does a whole lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah. No, I agree for sure. I do actually have to go though.
I was just typing in Discord if any of you guys had to leave. Cool.
Oh yeah, I actually do. But I appreciate you having me on. This was fun.
Yeah, no, I had a good time. Thank you so much for being here, Six. We definitely appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I'll catch y'all.
Yeah, peace out, man.
I'll see you, man. I will. His link is in the description. Everyone go check out Six's channel. Makes awesome content. He just dropped a banger video today too, so go check that out.
Yes, sir. All right, catch up.
All right, peace, man. Peace. And Ronan, if you want to just do one more, and then we can also call it, then I think we've done enough today.
For sure. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do one more. Let's do one more quick matchup here. And you know what? Fuck it. Instead of doing the wheel, what do you think out of all these characters that probably would be on this here? Who do you think is probably the most interesting matchup we could make it? Like Yuji versus Naruto One Tail versus Gojo, Naruto One Tail versus Sukuna. Like, what's a matchup you'd love to see a JJK character go up against a Part 1 Naruto character?
Oh, that's interesting. Shoot. I don't know, man. I'm trying to think. Like, I was thinking, okay, yeah, Yuji versus Naruto. I don't know if that's as even as I'd like it to be.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not even much of a discussion.
Yeah. Let's see. Who would you got anybody in mind? You got any characters you want to see?
I'm curious how like someone like Higuruma would like interact with like a Naruto character when it comes to like deadly sentencing with the whole no violence thing. Like if he catches him in that, like even if he catches like QB Naruto, like if he gets stuck in no violence mode, you know?
Yeah. Then yeah, he's probably gonna get like convicted or whatever. If you argue that it, so here's the thing. Here's the interesting thing about Higuruma, right? The problem is the only time Higuruma's deadly sentencing will ever like confiscate the base power system, like chakra, right? Is if the person does not have like what I imagine the equivalent of a technique in Naruto would be, which is like jutsu or whatever, right? What we've seen in the recent chapter, even Higuruma is unaware if deadly sentencing will confiscate multiple techniques, or in this case, jutsu at the same time, right? So like, let's say he does lend the domain. Naruto probably hasn't done anything worth a death sentence. I'm gonna be honest. And like if he has, it's more likely he'll get pegged for something like vandalism, right? Which is something he was doing when he was younger. Yeah, that's probably what I'd say. He's probably getting like a confiscation penalty. And even if you argue it takes every single jutsu in Naruto's arsenal, the problem is you still have Naruto with one tail of like tailed beast chakra, right? And I think that that's still a problem. Like even if he has no shadow clones, even if he has like just no Rasengan, none of that, just on pure physical might, he's kind of cooking. Now, like maybe if I don't know, Naruto characters are always so strong. One that I think is interesting is like Kashimo versus like Kakashi, if only because of the lightning shit, right? Like I just thought, hey, they cool lightning characters, right? And it's good, I think, because even if Kashimo physically isn't as fast as his like lightning based attacks, he can pull those off often enough to be a pretty relevant factor, right? Like Kakashi as a kid was able to chop lightning in half. That's literally why it's called Lightning Blade for him, or Chidori, blah blah blah. So he'd be fast enough to react to them for sure. So they're not like one-shotting him. Hands wise, let's assume they're equal. I think the big thing for Kakashi though will be the Sharingan, potentially Genjutsu, things of that nature.
Yeah, I'd be curious to how you think Kashimo, obviously, he's not going to use his curse sneak against anyone besides Sukuna, but if he was to use his curse technique, and like he can control all of lightning, like do you think that just ultimately nullifies like half of Kakashi's arsenal?
It'll nullify a lot. I think it makes me wonder about something like the Chidori. So like because we know like lightning based abilities that the whole thing is predicated on the lightning working, doesn't do much to Kashimo, right? Kamo Toke or whatever the curse tool is called, right? Strikes him down with lightning, and then it does nothing, right? But I wonder, does Chidori still work because of its like punching, like it's immediate piercing power? It may be debatable, I don't know, but I will say Kashimo with his curse technique out is probably, like, as wild as this sounds, giving Kakashi like a pretty big run for his money, if only because I think those like electromagnetic like waves of shit that like I think it's able to like vaporize anything it comes into contact with, right? Which is why Sukuna ends up using his transformation. Maybe Kakashi uses a couple of substitution jutsus, gets out of that, but generally I think if Kakashi gets hit with any of those, he's done for. In part 1 Kakashi specifically, I'm gonna be honest, he has the Sharingan out, he might be on a similar timer to Kashimo with his curse technique unleashed. Like it's really that, like part 1 Kakashi has that little stamina. So I don't know, I think Kashimo full power, like his curse technique out, probably does create quite the interesting ability. Somebody brought up Water Dragon. That's also a good point. I have a feeling though Kashimo might try to avoid that. A big thing too is I think much like Choso, you kind of have to constantly submerge him in order for the effect to be super pronounced, right? I don't think like if you throw a water bottle on Kashimo, all of his cursed energy is now drained. You know what I mean? It sort of leaches out over time.
Exactly. And the only reason Kashimo even gets caught with the whole water thing is because he literally just gets caught completely off guard and he just gets dropped on top of an ocean. Like in any other scenario, like if Hikari's, condition for making that happen was Hikari had to like fight Kashimo into the water or like use some kind of water attack, I think it would have, the chances of him actually getting Kashimo into that scenario would have been significantly lower.
Yeah, like I said, like I think if they were to just physically fight, or like Kakashi was not to resort to genjutsu at all, I could honestly see like full power cursing and you can unleash Kashimo pulling out a win. The only issue, right, is that if Kakashi even remotely gets pressed, I'm almost willing to guarantee he's pulling out the Sharingan Genjutsu immediately. He's like, fuck this. You're getting Genjutsu'd, brother. Because he does it against Zabuza, right? He almost resorts to it immediately upon pulling the Sharingan out. And the thing is, even someone like Zabuza, who lives in a world where Genjutsu is a thing, couldn't comprehend that it just didn't make sense to him, right? So someone who has no knowledge of something like this, like Kashimo, is probably being super susceptible to it. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's a very interesting matchup. But Kashimo curse technique does definitely, I agree with you, press Kakashi to a point where at least part 1 without like Kamui or like EMS or any of the extra shit that like makes Kakashi such a huge threat in the series. Yeah, it's definitely tough. The two Lightning Boys are an interesting matchup, and I think another interesting matchup to close things out on, I did see in chat, and I would love to hear what you have to say about it, because I have a little bit on my mind with this one. Kenjaku against Orochimaru.
Ooh, that is interesting. I will say, though, I do give it to Orochimaru. I think Orochimaru, like, sounding like a broken record, better stats. And I think, like, okay, so let's toss out stats, right? Let's talk equal stats. Because Orochimaru is sort of like, he's super high level. He's like he can, he's an Akatsuki level threat, right? He's a rival to Jiraiya, who we established pretty early on in the stream is really strong. So let's say toss out the stats, right? We're saying they're about equal. How do their moves kind of go against each other? I think Curse Spirit Manipulation can honestly be countered by just a fuck ton of snakes. Like obviously the snakes are not going to have as much variety in them, but I do think Orochimaru can kind of have a lot of those abilities at bay. I don't know if you think Orochimaru is smarter than Kenjaku. I'm not sure, like, if you think he's a better strategist and whatnot.
It's tough. It's tough to say because Orochimaru, while he's a very intelligent character, like one of the most intelligent characters in his own verse, I would definitely stake my life on. Kenjaku has 1,000 years of experience seeing so many different things. It's tough to say. While I agree with you, I think the snakes are definitely a way to keep Orochimaru from getting like overwhelmed or outnumbered by the different kinds of curses. I do think ultimately it gets called into question when you consider some of the kind of curses that Kenjaku has been seen to summon or has yet to summon. Like if he pulls out the Ganesha curse that's removing all obstacles from his path, I mean, the snakes are gonna have a hard time just avoiding pure philosophical techniques. But I guess I see where it would help in the numbers aspect, but I do see there's other ways that Kenjaku could get around it when it's at least stats are equalized.
Yeah. I will say, like, I agree. I think there, like, Ganesh is probably a problem. Maybe some of like his registered special grades are an issue. The big thing for me is like, okay, think about what Orochimaru's big abilities are, right? Namely, he can summon Edo Tensei, right? Mm-hmm. You give him if Kenjaku takes back space, he's like, okay, I'm gonna play defensive. Okay, Orochimaru plays defensive too. Listen, you summoned your curse. Hold on, I got something for you. Here's the first, second, third, and fourth Hokage. Here we go. Let's lock in, right? And then that kind of gets to be a problem. When you talk about getting up close, you know, Orochimaru is one of the few characters who can continuously regen, right? Yep. Seemingly, like, I don't know if I want to say, I might be willing to say at a higher rate than most RCT users, right? He's getting like blown away and obliterated, and he's just like climbing out of his own body and doing like absolutely absurd shit, right? Crazy stuff. I'm kind of inclined to believe that Orochimaru has enough in the kit to kind of go up against a lot of what Kenjaku has. Once again, equal stats. I think if you make it unequal stats, the fight kind of just becomes a little bit more simple and boring. I will say equal. It's a pretty interesting thing, but Orochimaru, if Kenjaku gets too close and he gets bitten, oh, curse seal, nice. The Rashomon gates can block like a big maximum Uzumaki attack. Obviously, like Edo Tensei, if he takes too much distance.
Do you think the gravity blade technique is enough to maybe do something, especially when you consider domain AoE?
Maybe. The only problem, right, is that like I think Orochi, like I could buy maybe the domain being enough to finish him if Orochimaru didn't get blasted by like Four Tails Biju bombs and then like kind of just like well by the way, nearly on the brink of death because of his illness, and then kind of just come around and be like, yeah, no, I can scrap with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think Kenjaku's scrapping with four-tailed Naruto by any means necessary. Orochimaru was, as people are saying in chat, Orochimaru was straight up throwing hands with that fucking monster.
Yeah, with he couldn't use any real jutsu because Hiruzen had sealed his arms off as well, right? This is a deathly ill, damn near jutsu-less Orochimaru, and he's like kind of figuring out ways to get around it. You know what I mean? Like the gravity is not going to do all that much. I could see the Kusanagi blade catching him off guard too, because it's the same way he caught Hiruzen off guard, scrapping him with him up close, letting the blade get hit away, and then having it just kind of like stab him in the back. Like, once again, Kenjaku can heal from stuff like that, but I don't think it's smart to keep letting those sorts of hits pile up. So I think it's probably a high diff battle.
Yeah. Orochimaru is probably the one that comes out on top. I agree with you for sure on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's going to be it, guys. We've been definitely talking about Jujutsu Kaisen versus Naruto for a decent amount of time now, almost 2 hours. I know there's a lot of people that are a little bit upset that some of their favorite characters didn't show up, like Yuji. I know a lot of people wanted to see what Mahito would do in the Naruto verse. And I think that'd definitely be an interesting discussion. But that just means that we can always do this again. So I sincerely want to thank all of you guys for showing up. I want to thank, even though Six is gone, I want to thank him for being here. I want to thank Broken Ronin for being here. I really appreciate you stopping by to talk shot.
Appreciate you having me, man. This was fun. We should do it again sometime.
Yeah, no, 100%. This was a good one. And like we said kind of in the very beginning, some of these are definitely sleepers. Some of these have no point in even being discussed. But as you can see, there are definitely some random matchups where you're like, huh, all right, let's get to cooking, because and that's why I thought part 1 would be the best way to go. So if we do it again, I'm definitely going to stick with just part 1. Maybe we can eliminate some of the obvious hitters and make it a little bit more clear discussions. Like maybe it will be, you know, 20 characters versus 20 characters, as opposed to every single JJK character trying to get their lick in and take turns getting their ass beat by one-tail Naruto. But yeah, guys, if you haven't already, please like the stream. If you haven't already, please go subscribe to Broken Ronin. Go subscribe to Six. Both awesome content creators that make a great amount of anime content, not just Jujutsu Kaisen, not just Naruto. So go check it out. And I hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.